How's it going? What's your name? I'm Ryan. What's your name?
Whitaker.
Whitaker. Nice to meet you, Whitaker. Ivan.
Manila.
Manila. Charlie.
Micah.
Micah. You are?
Stephanie.
Stephanie. Nice to meet you, Stephanie.
Natalie.
Natalie.
Hello.
Pleasure.
Nice to see you.
So we're going to go divide into two groups, and one's going to go on a tour of the farm, and the other one's going to come with me and do a little pruning of some sugar cane. And then we're going to come back together, and then we're going to talk about nutrition, and we're going to give you a demonstration.
I go to Carden Academy, and I'm here to learn about farming.
My class is taking a field trip.
And it's really fun. The thing that's special about this place is all the fruit and vegetables.
It's really special that we have pomegranate and mint and oregano growing here.
I think it's special that there's like a really cool view, and I also like the goats and the pomegranate.
We grow over 100 different crops here. You know, you guys heard of the concept of like, you know, eat the rainbow because there's all the different colors and the different kinds of foods, right? You want to eat the blue food and the red food and the yellow food because they all have different vitamins and nutrients in there. For a production farm, it's probably the most diverse on the island. There's definitely a lot of other farms that grow like a lot more food, but they specialize in certain kind of crops. Yeah, we're trying to kind of create an ecosystem. When we came before, you know, like I said, there was nothing alive. 85% of our food in Hawaii comes from the mainland. And that's kind of scary because if something happens, you know, with boats or planes or whatever, then what are we going to eat? That's part of what motivates me to grow more food and, you know, to make more food available. Back in the 1930s, we used to grow 100% of our own food here in Hawaii. We grew all of it. There was nothing, no food was imported. So we're trying to bring that back and be the example of how to do things differently. The name of our farm, Okoa Farms. Okoa means different, unique, separate, independent. And so that's what we try to do is we're growing food, trying to reduce our inputs from the mainland. So we have like, you know, a pond with tilapia and we have chickens and goats so that we can, you know, use their manure to make compost.
So I try to get my fifth graders out about once a month on field studies. We go to other farms. We like to go to different parts of the island to learn about how people lived in the past compared to today.
So this whole farm is off-grid solar power. So we have solar panels all over here, and that's making keeping all our vegetables cold. This is pretty cool, literally. In here, look at all these green beans we just harvested, basil, but it's cold from the sun. You like touch the wall over here, you feel how cold it is. And then it makes all these vegetables, you know, gives them a spot. So like somebody already harvested the blackberries this morning. We got the sugar cane. We got all the cilantro. So it's all just, without this, it's very difficult to sell produce. Because you got to be able to harvest it and sell it, yeah? Pretty cool, yeah? Yeah. To be able to make the sun, which is hot, turn it into cold. It's kind of like magic.
I'm here with the 5th grade class from Carden Academy on Maui. And my daughter Zoe is one of the students in the class, and I am lucky enough to be one of the class parents this year. So what I was really blown away by is just how many different things they are producing from this land. Which is really important because they're trying to develop a market, and to be able to see how, you know, trial and error and then just what sells, what doesn't, how you're able to do that in a sustainable and continuous way so you can keep bringing product to the shelves and to the restaurants. Like, it's really quite amazing.
So down here we have our pond. We have white Nile tilapia in there. We got fig trees. We got a dwarf coconut. Lots of different herbs. We got some baby goats down here. Yep. Yep. And like one mama, 3 babies, all different colors, you know. There's a fig tree over here. This is our edible food forest over here. Everything in here is edible, or at least some portion of it is edible or useful. This is butterfly pea. We make tea with this. You see the bees are working on the borage. So those are like the blue flowers. You can kind of, if you just look, they just absolutely love it. The bees are, you know, all about it. They're quite happy over there. This is a peanut butter tree. There's no fruit on it right now, but that's what a peanut butter tree looks like. What's that? This is a mango right over here. You see a couple baby mangoes on it right over here.
We came here for a field trip to harvest sugar cane. We'll clean it off and just look around the garden to learn about plants, and it was fun.
We have some visitors from Carden Academy today, and they're learning how to prune sugarcane in order for the sugarcane to grow taller and healthier. Just like cutting off a dead leaf, they are pruning off the dead sort of beginning strip, sort of the casing of the sugarcane, and then it allows the sugarcane to grow taller. And also, when we go to harvest the sugarcane, we don't have to take those casings off, and that saves us time. We're not an industrial farm, so we do everything by hand. All right, how we doing, guys? Okay, yeah, that's good, right? You can also start down low, because that's how the casing, it first dies off down low first.
What I think was unique about this trip was I love that they got to work cleaning the cane. We could relate that to our social studies program, learning about the plantations of old and them actually working. And then the second part of the tour where they got to sample all the foods that were grown, I think that was their favorite part.
You know, we have this wonderful program here where students come to spend time on farms with technology being a lot of primary focus. Students learning these days, it's hard to get people to come outside and have experiential ed. Some kids have never actually walked on a farm or worked on a farm. So we have made this program accessible to all middle school, lower school, and high school schools who can come and literally spend time on our farm. And you can start to see the butterscotch color. So once the sugarcane is cleaned, it's no longer green, it will turn into a butterscotch color, okay? You can also take the tall ones and you can push them back into the middle too, right? Awesome job. You guys are doing great. Yep, there's more on the other side. You can guys work on both sides too. Yep. If it's snapping, you guys know you're doing the right job, right? And just take your hand and skin it down. That's why you wear gloves. Nice. Yep, and don't go any further than that. That's perfect. Yep, stop at the green.
It's really fun, and we learned all about what they do here. I thought you would just like crush it and drink it just like that, but it's a really amazing process.
You have the chickens over here. They're living the good life. You see how they're all hanging out. They got it made in the shade. We got about 1,200, and they eat all the scraps from the farm and the weeds and the leftover stuff from our store. That stuff that doesn't sell, we bring it back and feed it to the chickens.
I learned that you can have like 3 different varieties on one tree growing at the same time.
There's a plant over there. It was like about like this big. It's like brown, and it takes 18 months to grow. So yeah, that was something pretty interesting. Yeah.
I got to taste so many amazing things like sugar cane and blackberries and pomegranate. Super yummy stuff.
I ate the little Oko'a and it tasted really good. And I also had sugarcane juice, which was amazing.
I had sugarcane juice too. I had cherries, blackberries, raspberries, oregano, and pomegranate.
I had mint, blackberries, peppercorn. Yeah. Do you have any cucumbers on the farm?
In the greenhouse, they get so many bugs, it's hard to grow them outside.
Cucumbers are hard
Yeah. Yeah, you got cilantro right here and dill. And you can see where we started harvesting. Like I said, we like to eat every day. We like to sell every day. So we almost have to harvest, yeah. So you just, as you go down the row, like we already started harvesting there. And then you got white turnips on the left row. And then these are purple daikons.
Is that bamboo?
No, this is a vetiver. When the rains and the water comes from the neighbor's property, we want to be able to have this protection here because the mud isn't going to be able to pass through this. This is like really thick down here, very strong roots. This is a windbreak up here of the Glircidia along this rock wall. This is the top of our farm property right here. And you have Glircidia, and then there's young jackfruit trees in between. You got your Ma'alaya and your South Shore over here, and your North Shore over here, and the West Maui Mountains. And this is a very protected spot for hurricanes, right? We're here, hurricanes always come from that way. And so we got this big mountain behind us that protects us. Sometimes I forget that, I'm like, oh, Haleakala is over there. But like, no, we are on the mountain, right? This is where we live, yeah? So we got a couple of our tractors over here. More cilantro, more carrots, more cilantro. People love cilantro, I tell you. Let's look, see if you guys can find any blackberries. Just try not to step on the drip line. They gotta be black though, otherwise they'll be really sour. You get a free showers over here, free showers.
It's really important to get our students to connect with the community, see what's going on outside the classroom. We have a school garden and they can take the knowledge back there. And I think it's really important for them to know that it takes a lot of work to get fresh food and we just can't depend on always going to the store and buying something. We need to be a little bit more sustainable.
I think it is important for kids our age to come because they can learn how to farm and how to plant crops.
I think a lot of kids should see this because not a lot do.
They realize how important vegetables and fruits are to the earth.
Usually kids don't get outside much. They're just stuck inside doing stuff. And it's amazing to see all this.
Super fun. It's like relaxing and peaceful, and all the food here is so good.
I love Okoa Farms, and I think that everybody should have a chance to go here.